Hello, Sunshine. This is Dr. Stacy N.C. Grant, and I just want to thank you for being a part of my community, a part of the village that we can create using technology to connect literally all over the world. I don't take it for granted, and I'm blessed because I know you. And I wanted to just speak with you today. You know, June is an exciting month for most people. It's the beginning of summer, it's graduations, it's commencements, it's so many life events that happen in the month of June. And particularly for me, June is my personal anniversary month in business. See, June 10th, a few years ago, back in 1995, I took this course from the Workshop in Business Opportunities called WeBo. And it changed my life when I thought about what I wanted to do as an entrepreneur, in addition to school, in addition to getting corporate experience. And then on June 29th, 2001, I stepped out on faith to say, I want to really do this and do it full time. So that's what I celebrate as my Independence Day. As we lead into going through this next quarter of the year, this month of June gives me an opportunity to reflect and look at the ways in which I have grown, I have changed, the blessings that have come, as well as some of the challenges, some of those prickly areas where it hasn't been as glorious. But everything works together for good for them that love God and are called according to his purpose. And when you say, yes, Lord, sometimes you do a little, oh, Lord, when you realize the magnitude of what he has given you to do. You know, there have been so many variations and iterations within my growth. And I want to share with you today, especially those entrepreneurs, those who have been serial entrepreneurs, figuring out how you can add value in the world, because you just knew that being on a 9 to 5 was just too restrictive for the creative spirit that God has given you. It just wasn't the place where you wanted to plant your feet permanently. And you have to be at least 2-part cray-cray to endeavor to do this thing called entrepreneurship. It's really not for anyone. And for those who are on their corporate jobs, they might still have a little bit of entrepreneurial spirit in them. So you're looking at ways in which you can leverage other streams of income to augment your retirement when that time comes. I say to you, keep going. My journey has not been easy. It has not been a straight road. It's been all sorts of twists and turns, but I really have come to the place to understand that God does nothing by accident, and everything that you go through helps to prepare you for what's next in your life. And in this month of June, I am just really excited on the countdown to Faithpreneur Weekend 2K19. How did we get here? It was really an opportunity to solidify the legacy of faith that I stand on. For all of you who've been connected with me, you know that when we launched Destiny Designers University, my desire was for it to be this classroom without walls, classroom without borders, where we can learn and grow together in a safe place, where we turn inspiration into results. So it's not just about feeling inspired and motivated when you hear someone speak or share their story, but what actions are you going to take as a result of that? And in the midst of launching Destiny Designers University, my grandmother was aging, and in December 15, 2015, she received her angel wings. And if you know anything about my love for my grandmother, my whole platform is a tribute to that legacy of faith. And it encouraged me to go ahead and finish writing my signature book, Action, Action, Despite the Distraction. And we did that book launch on the eve of her birthday in 2016. And then 2017 came, and I said, well, what are we going to do to continue celebrating my grandmother's legacy, to celebrate the foundation of what we've been building with Destiny Designers University? And then I had this great idea to do a legacy dinner. And we celebrated and just talked about the importance of legacy. And I don't know what legacy means to you, but for me, it's being able to understand that I'm the beneficiary of every prayer that she prayed for the generations that come forth, that you are sitting in a place where you're giving honor to the legacies of those in your family. And then 2018 came, and I said, well, how do we continue to just sustain this growth and sustain the work that we're doing with faithpreneurs throughout the world? And that was the year that I officially gotten word that I own the trademark Faithpreneur. And what is the Faithpreneur? Faith-based entrepreneurs with a fidelity to God in organizing, managing, and running their business, and faith-based professionals looking to add another stream of income to their personal economy. And I said, let's do a gathering. Let's gather together this ecosystem of faithpreneurs who believe it's not a problem, a burden, or a curse to talk about faith and finances in the same sentence, to talk about the things that we do to fortify the way we do what we do, because we're not living according to what man says, but according to the mandate that God has given us to walk out our divine calling. So I started bearing the pains of giving birth to FaithpreneurWeekend2K19, and it was a magnificent opportunity to celebrate the work that faithpreneurs are building, but it wasn't easy. Ooh, those labor pains hurt. It was not something I was able to accomplish alone, and it stretched me in all sorts of ways. But at the end of the day, God got all the glory and the praise from that. That Thursday evening, we opened up at the New York Marriott Marquis in the center of the world, celebrating my grandmother's legacy. We had a great, candid, behind-the-scenes interview with 3 of her children, one being my mom, and talking about so many stories of how faith was unwavering in my grandmother's life. No matter how impossible it looked, she trusted God with all her might. And then I got to celebrate 8 of my dearest mentors, the people who have poured into me, believed in me. I thought it was appropriate for the first Faithpreneur Weekend to really expose the world to the people who had a hand in helping me to shape this whole platform and all the things that I do internationally and locally. And I was able to honor Mr. Les Brown. I was able to honor Dr. George C. Frazier, Dr. Emma Frazier Pellington, Linda Clemens, Dr. Joel P. Martin, the one, the only Vera Moore from Vera Moore Cosmetics. It was amazing. And Susan L. Taylor, who couldn't be there in person, she was able to send a special greeting. And it was just absolutely amazing. A wonderful time in fellowship with me being able to thank them for the things that they have done and what they believed and saw in me. And then we started a conference on the second day, the Faithpreneur in Action Conference. And I had some of the best and the brightest speakers and thought leaders and trainers that came to pour in to all of those who were in attendance. And then we closed it out with my VIP prayer breakfast. And that's something that I've been doing, a prayer call close to a decade now, of just those who believe that God is real, that his word is true, and they're not ashamed to say it. I'm not a preacher. I'm not a minister. Some people like to put that title on me, but God didn't give me that memo. I minister through what I do. And every Saturday morning at 9 a.m. Eastern Standard Time, we gather together to just give God some praise, to focus on something that has inspired me or something in the word that has stirred me. And I share it and we share our testimonies. And this was a live opportunity for people to meet each other face to face who had been hearing voices and connecting with each other. And we closed it out with a wonderful fellowship. St. John's University Gospel Choir, they were able to come and perform the Voices of Victory. And that was a 360 moment because I was a founding member of that choir in my undergraduate years. So it was amazing. It was awesome. And giving birth to that baby left me, I wasn't quite sure about a Faithpreneur Weekend 2K19, but everybody else seemed to believe that that was going to happen. And here we are, 2019, and we are now moving into the second year, the second annual gathering of faithpreneurs all throughout the country. And I'm excited because this year at our Legacy Awards Gala, I'll be highlighting 8 of my phenomenal and incredible friends, not just people who've achieved global recognition and status for the wonderful brands that they have lucratively built throughout the world, but because they're faithpreneurs. These are people that I talk to, that I pray with, that we support one another, and they share and pour into me, and I can do the same to them. I'm talking about people like the one and only Dr. Pamela C.V. Jolly. Wait till you hear what she's going to be able to share on day 2 about legacy wealth. If you've never heard her before, woo, you're in for a treat. When you talk about Sonia Jackson Miles and the Sisterhood Accord and just what it means to interact and women uplifting women. When you talk about Lethea Owens, who founded Audacious Faith and the Audacious Faith community, just another powerhouse and a true soldier for Christ. When you talk about the one and only Toya Beasley from 103.9 FM here in New York City and Inspire You Radio, the way in which she has opened up doors and platforms for people to talk about the great things that they do. Donna Hicks-Azard, who's not only a corporate boss and professional, but really loves to highlight the fact that you can still have a business and be in corporate America and do both well and excel with what you've been given. And my brothers, I tell you, the one and only Stephen Powell, the Deacon of Defense from the National Cares Mentoring Movement, known this brother for years, a heart of gold and service and mentorship that he is focused on. And of course, Dr. Randall Pinkett. If you don't know who he is, Google him. He is the boss of all bosses, just a stellar man of God, husband, corporate professional. His entrepreneurial career has taken him to such heights. His educational background is beyond stellar. And I tell you, I am so thrilled that I publicly get to celebrate the people who help to be that support system, who sit in my front row. So that gala is going to be off the chain, and I'm getting ready to announce a special segment that we're including there with a special pilgrimage back to Africa that is going to be available, working with Reverend Dallas Dillon and his beautiful wife, Dr. Zania. It's going to be that's going to be something else. But anyway, more to come on that. And then we go into Friday, where we focus on 3 things that, family, I wish I got it right earlier, but it was a part of my development. It was a part of the things that I needed to learn. And that's on revenue, resources, and relationships. Those are the 3 R's, the 3 things that this Faithpreneur Weekend will always concentrate on. Because if we can get our revenue, resources, and relationships right, then there's nothing that can stop us from being the head and not the tail. There's nothing that can stop us from being the lender and not the borrower. But we have to do our due diligence to learn, to grow, and to expand in a way that we can solidify a sustainable foundation for growth and longevity that we can give our children's children. So, as you can see, I'm bubbling over with excitement, because these panels, the experts that I'm bringing, everything from talking about legacy wealth and systems that you can use at current banking institutions that can help your business grow. And if you're thinking about business, how to start it right, thinking about things like your intellectual property, how I can say I own Faithpreneur, and making sure that your intellectual property is protected. When we get into the resources and the business structure and being able to really evaluate, let's do a checkup, because here's what I know. You can't fix what you don't face. And some of us are in business, particularly my entrepreneurs, hemorrhaging at the bottom line. I know all about it. And we can't correct that until we face it and get the right support and resources to help us turn it around and be able to see the right profits. And when we talk about relationships, utilizing and leveraging opportunities for MWBEs and joint ventures and working with Fortune 100 companies, what that looks like. And we're adding in a special segment this year on how to be married or date an entrepreneur. Because everybody can't do it. The mind of an entrepreneur is something that you have to grow to understand if that's not you. And so many people ask, how do you do it? How does your husband manage you traveling, you doing? And I said, let's put together a panel. I have some superstars who are doing the same thing. And let's have a candid conversation about what that looks like, the relational support when you are an entrepreneur. We also have a special lunch segment where we'll be doing a live taping of the Dream, Do, Done podcast with Tamara Hartley and Serena Brown Travis. That's going to be so much fun. And we're adding in a special talk with my millennials. We're doing a Faithpreneur Millennial Edition, and we're going to be able to sit back and hear from our millennials as they receive the mantle of work that needs to be done moving forward. And our bonus segment is Honoring Your Temple. We can't run around here saving the world and we're not taking care of ourselves. So I had to look in the mirror. I had to be real with myself and know that that's one of the areas where I needed additional support. And it's not for a judgment zone. It's about, let's just be real and do things that are going to help position us in a way that we truly can live our best life. Not just talk about the song, but really be in harmony with our finances, with our mental, our spiritual, and our physical. Those are the 4 components of Destiny Designers University. So then we close out the conference, and guess what? There's more. We have a live taping of the Vera Moore Show with all of the co-hosts who will be present, and we're going to have a special guest. It's going to be awesome, and you'll be able to have access to that. Then we close out once again with our VIP prayer breakfast. We have some surprise talent that we're still negotiating with, so I can't wait for that to fall in place. But one of the and I want not to get emotional as I say this to you. One of the moments in that Faithpreneur VIP prayer breakfast will be naming the Winnie Birch Award. And for those of you who know who Winnie Birch is, she received her angel wings earlier this year. And we are going to permanently name a Faithpreneur Award in her honor. And we will be presenting that, and her children will be present to be a part of the naming and the presentation of that award. So I'm getting emotional saying it to you, but I know she's up in heaven doing amazing work there and praying for me and praying me through the deliverance of getting this baby from birth to walking in Faithpreneur Weekend 2K19. And at the end of what I share at that breakfast, I'm also going to highlight one of my platform ready clients who had the courage to reach out and say, I need help. I need to get this work out into the world. I need to publish this book. I need to share my story and really be platform ready. So I'm excited about having that conversation in Spotlight as well. So as you can see, Faithpreneur Weekend is full. It's full of content. It's full of experts. It's full of the desire to really be in a place where we are creating revenue, resources, and relationships for sustainable growth and longevity in business. I don't want to have conversations where we're suffering in silence, when we're not correcting the things that we can do better on, that together we're able to position ourselves to be the go-to in our respective industries in the way in which God has given us a divine assignment to go ahead and execute. If he gave it to you, he will make room with your gifts and your talents. Will it be easy? No. Will it happen overnight? Trust me, I wish there was an overnight button. But the good news is every portion of your development builds your inner strength. It builds your resolve. It builds your faith muscle to know that with God, there is nothing that's impossible. So if this sounds like something that you want to be a part of, or you know someone who could benefit from the experience of Faithpreneur Weekend at the brand new TWA Hotel at JFK Airport, then I would invite you to share this video with them, to share the website information, which is FaithpreneurWeekend.com. And I'll spell it for you. FaithPreneur weekend.com. That's faithpreneurweekend.com. And if you use the code FAITH, FAITH, before July 5th, you'll be able to get $150 off the all access pass for the entire weekend. And if you're saying, well, Dr. Stacy, it sounds great, but it's vacation time, I'm traveling, all of my friends going to the vineyard, I get it, but I can't change my grandmother's birthday. And her birthday is August 17th. So every year, Faithpreneur Weekend will be around her birthday. So just plan from now to either leave early, come back early so that you can participate. And if you can't be there for the entire weekend, go ahead and just click on the option to attend the gala or to attend the conference. And if you can only make the breakfast, then that's an option as well. We've made it really easy for you. I am asking for your help because I need to reach all of my faithpreneurs. I need to reach the people who've been praying and seeking and asking God for an opening and a blessing. And I know what we're putting together for Faithpreneur Weekend 2K19 is the answer. So all I'm asking you to do is to share it with the right people so they can come, join the family, get the resources and the benefits that they need for long-term sustainability and strength. So thank you for opening up your hearts, lending me your ears, and participating in this movement of faithpreneurs all across the globe. Ooh, yeah, I said it. I said, yes, Lord. In some moments, I'm like, oh, Lord. But I trust God that he will continue to do and use me as his vessel because I know it's not about me, but what he does through me so that I can reach you. This is Dr. Stacy signing off, and I'll be back again soon.